The NBA season concludes, lots of happiness, sadness, greatness witnessed, doubters eating their words, somewhat compelling, but at the end of the day, it's the Golden State Warriors and the most successful franchise over the last decade to reign supreme once again. Obviously, everybody agrees the team, owner Peter Guber, Joe Lacob, GM Bob Myers, head coach Steve Kerr, assistants Mike Brown and Kenny Atkinson. So happy, Atkinson denied the Charlotte Hornets job. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins, the honors of reaching basketball immortality. With the Warriors and Steph continuing to win, the franchise's quest for more title continues. Within the coming years, all 29 teams will need to step up their game if they want to prove their worth. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Here are 10 winners and losers during the 2022 postseason. Loser, Jason Tatum's first NBA Finals performance. Shouldn't get insanely blasted after an amazing first few rounds, outplaying Kevin Durant, going toe-to-toe with Giannis, matching up with Jimmy Butler. His work shouldn't be discredited. But being an absolute travesty in the NBA Finals doesn't cut it. Laid a huge egg, the memes and jokes from somebody who appeared to be on verge of a top 5 player to perhaps even out the top 10. Literally a no-show, most turnovers in the postseason, wasn't even a top 3 player in those finals. Dreadful, couldn't finish at the rim. However, not the end of the world for the 24-year-old. His best ball yet to come. It'll be up to him to get better and improve on the passes, finishes at the rim, be more aggressive. Winner, Al Horford's legacy. The 2022 postseason does a lot of justice for the former 5-time All-Star, age 36, perhaps his last great run as an impactful player, from having playoff career highs to locking down Durant, going toe-to-toe with Giannis. The biggest reason for winning Game 4 in Milwaukee gave Celtic fans lots of joy when his career appeared to be finished a few years ago with Philly. Avoided becoming the player with the most playoff games to not play in the finals. Nevertheless, gave it his all, emptied the tank for all the marbles. Al Horford fans couldn't be more proud of the work he put in. Loser, Dillon Brooks, being Golden State enemies #1 after the clothesline on Gary Payton II, suspended Game 3 in the Memphis loss. Grizzlies fans wish he was also suspended for Game 4. Single-handedly cost Memphis that game. In fact, it was the Grizzlies who gave the Warriors more of a challenge than Boston. Looked like the Grizz were gonna even the series. Self-inflicted, 2 terrible shots, late possessions, 3 of 17 shooting, worst shot selection you'll see, an absolute travesty. 9 of 44 the first 3 games played in that series. Winner, Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. JB getting a solid bag, proving he's more than capable of balling out as a first option. A masterful 40-point Game 2 versus Dallas. Flourish under J. Kidd. 18 postseason games of 21.6 points. Looked like all-star material. For Doncic, absolutely destroying, abusing, annihilating, and humiliating the Phoenix Suns on all levels, being the lone all-star on the team to knock off a 64-win team at age 23. The Slovenian prodigy leading the Mavs to the conference finals alone was already a huge success story. In the discussion as a top 3 player in the game, in a blink of an eye, he'll certainly be the best for years to come. Loser, Trae Young's hype train derailed. The young breakout star of 2021 postseason converted into playoff Julius Randle, finished with 30 turnovers, 22 made baskets, 18% from 3. The bad shots failed against a strong Miami defensive team. Trae playing more like Harden with an ISO style than Steph, where the 23-year-old needs to add more moving without the ball to his arsenal, will need to fix some flaws to truly contend with Atlanta. Winners, the New Orleans Pelicans, bright future. Brandon Ingram's first taste of postseason, the rookie combo of Herbert Jones and Jose Alvarado. Safe to say, B.I., the best player in his draft class, has motor, toughness, and a strong level of aggression, never backing down after starting the season 1-12, to winning 36 games and beating the Spurs and Clippers in the play-in, to giving Phoenix some adversity, a team that won 28 more games than them. Numbers of 27, 6, and 6 for Ingram, Jones and Alvarado, the all-out hustle, 11 a game for Herbert, while Jose getting good playoff minutes. His sneak from behind steal worked on Paul, winning 2 playoff games, a huge step in the right direction. If that doesn't motivate Zion to get healthy, nothing else can. Losers, the Utah Jazz franchise, from being the #1 seed in 2021, looked like real title contenders to all of a sudden on the verge of collapse a year later. The rumors of Mitchell and Gobert not getting along, NBA media simply don't like the Jazz. Franchise still get nightmares about the last dance, to the Conley travel, missing the 3 in the bubble, manhandled by Terrence Mann, Quinn Snyder out, the team horrendous defense outside of Gobert straight up embarrassing. Donovan Mitchell lost a little stock, looked like the team might be heading towards a rebuild. Winner, Patrick Beverley's mouth. The iconic moment of him jumping onto the scores table after the play-in victory, acting like he's Kobe and MJ winning the title. The antics and behavior mixed many debate about him being a role player after leading the Timberwolves to his most successful franchise in 18 years and a decent performance where the Grizz averaged 11 points, to thinking we'll not hear from him until the start of next season, until going on Get Up 12 hours after the Suns got destroyed, went on an epic rant on the Suns and CP3.
He should have fouled out the last game too. You see the replay against Brunson, hit him on the shoulder, hit him in the mouth, ref don't call anything. If that's me, review it. Flagrant one. If that's him, they don't call it. So let's not get it twisted, man. He should have fouled out. He can't guard. He literally can't guard.
Chris Paul can't guard anybody? Is that what you're saying?
Did you see that? No, he can't. Everyone knows that.
To kick a man when he's down, the hottest show on ESPN in years, getting all the attention drawn on him, made himself a breakout ESPN star. Loser, everybody on the Phoenix Suns, to CP3, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, and DeAndre Ayton. Absolute travesty to get humiliated by Luka Magic. The team dare passed up on him, schooled Ayton every time he got the chance, made the Suns look like the 2012 Bobcats. Booker's antics, the audacity to mock Doncic, only to get ran off the court. The 7th game, perhaps the most shocking second round series we've seen in recent times. Nobody could have forecast an epic beatdown like that, from being the most functional and successful regular season team to getting blown out in uncompetitive fashion. One of the most embarrassing ways to go out. Another blow to CP's legacy. Kardashian curse effects on both, likely Ayton's final game with the Valley. Winner, CJ McCollum's door opening to another career. Not only has he been a bigger impact on New Orleans than Zion, fitting right in with Ingram, his role as a commentator seen on ESPN put his basketball brilliance on display, whether it's him or retired JJ Redick, schooling Stephen A. Smith, signed a new deal with the network. Many dislike the takes from all the clickbait artists, but for players coming in, it adds a new dimension, and holding those talking heads accountable for their dumb takes might make the NBA debate shows great again. Loser, the first and second pick of the 2015 draft, Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. The 3 most notable players in the class have been heavy travesties alongside Booker. Towns, after a sensational regular season, many were quick to rank him above Anthony Davis, has superstar talks written all over him, only to be way too overly anxious. Amateur mistakes, the play-in and playoffs. Towns no longer 22 years old but already 26. The postseason, too big of a moment for him. Mistakes unacceptable. Everything in his head, the foul troubles. Anthony Edwards looked like the more mature postseason guy and the star to build going forward. While Russell, unplayable, averaged 12 points on 33% shooting in the series, Wiggins would have played way better. The trade a highway robbery, too inconsistent, needs to get a rhythm going, still questionable decision making, still loading forever. With better young guards year after year, D'Lo getting left behind, needs the ball in his hands, can't move without the ball, can't beat guys ISO style, also can't push the pace, bench in the 4th, a huge red flag, his first All-Star appearance in 2019 looking like a fluke. Winner, Jimmy Butler's legacy. Although the Game 7 decision to pull up controversial, Butler and the Heat should not be ashamed of their efforts falling short to Boston. Last 2 games, 47 points Game 6 to dropping 35 in Game 7. Short-handed, no Tyler Hero the last 3 games. A below-average Kyle Lowry. Butler proven to hang with the best. The 30th overall pick, averages of 27.5 points, over 7 rebounds and 2 steals, 51% shooting this postseason. Now a guarantee locked as a Hall of Famer. Loser, James Harden, who continues to be an absolute travesty in the playoffs, simply doesn't have it in the postseason. Disappointing year after year, was no better than Ben Simmons of 2021. Looked like real contenders, pairing Harden with Embiid for Philly, but after seeing what Jimmy Butler did to the Sixers and Harden having no response, another awful elimination game, seeing how everybody responds when Harden has a 20+ point game, beyond belief, now seen as a luxury. All that regular season success in the past won't mean jack shit if he can't get it done in the playoffs. Winner, Jordan Poole, eligible for a rookie scale extension. expected to be near the 190 range. For the former 28 pick, postseason numbers of 17 a game, mostly off the bench, huge for the Dubs. 51% shooting for the title run. The near half-court buzzer beaters to end the quarters, momentum-changing moments at times, makes the toughest shots. Looked like a superstar the first 3 games in the Denver series, underratedly good against Memphis and Dallas, just wasn't as great versus Boston, but his future undeniably bright. Just 22, even the Splash Brothers didn't look this good at 22. Loser, the pathetic Ben Simmons, distraction after distraction, fooled the world believing he was gonna suit up, never showing a sense of urgency, lots of confusing reports, to then all of a sudden not available for game 4 when his team down 0-3, to being focused on his outfit sitting on the bench after the stat showing Simmons potentially the first player to be eliminated from the playoffs in back-to-back games, perhaps decided to call the season then. Former players questioned his lack of desire, from wanting to get out of Philly to getting a back injury due to a lack of conditioning early on. Simmons continues to expose his true colors, his NBA future very unpredictable. Winner, Draymond Green backing up the trash talk, making sure nobody's safe from dissing him, will be very remembered. Non-stop roasting the Celtics, locked up Jaylen Brown, made Brown fear him every time he's guarding JB. Brown 1 of 15 from deep when guarded by Draymond, will continue having euphoria doing those podcasts, from getting bashed to having a terrific 12.12 rebound, 8 assists, 2 and 2 game 6 on 2 threes. The ultimate impactful Draymond game, proving way more useful than his stats if you watch those games. The haters have nothing to say now. Biggest losers, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. KD from joining the 73-win team. Golden State officially proved they never needed him to become a dynasty. His legacy a little bit diminished, still hasn't proved to be an effective leader. From all that Kyrie nonsense distractions, from Harden leaving him to getting locked up embarrassingly in round 1, the season end couldn't have come in a worse way. Durant looked like he was gonna be a top 10 player, but his big foot ruined it last postseason. It's not leaving Golden State that made his situation look this bad, but deciding to team up with the head case Irving, couldn't get out the second round, an absolute failure of a season for the Brooklyn Nets. No excuses. While Irving has all the offensive skills in the world, but a shitty, selfish teammate, terrible against Boston, failed to make up for his decision making. That resulted in a poor record. Irving couldn't care less about his team, seeing how he ruined Boston's chemistry to the team succeeding without him, getting to the finals. Kyrie can learn a thing or two about basketball sacrifice and perhaps take a page out of Steph Curry's playbook if he even understands the definition of being a good basketball leader. Second biggest winner, Andrew Wiggins. The biggest turnaround story, viewed from bust to all-star star to second best player on a title team to even a 48-hour discussion of potentially finals MVP conversation to locking down, D'ing up Jason Tatum, outplaying Boston's best player, forcing air balls time after time when Curry struggled game 5. Wiggins transformed himself into Maple Jordan. 28 big points, looked like the real defensive player of the year. Made Marcus Smart DPOY award look foolish. More points per game in the biggest stage than Clay, led both teams in rebound, shot contest, second in blocks, biggest mile in the NBA. Wiggins being locked in, a scary sight. In my opinion, Wiggins' performance better than Iguodala's 2015 finals. The hustle and second chance points fit in the system perfectly for the betterment of the team, has more than proven to be an excellent teammate. Loser, Chris Middleton's untimely injuries. Down after 2 games versus the Bulls, the MCL sprain proved costly. Even the great Giannis by himself couldn't beat the more well-rounded Boston team. Games 4 and 6 couldn't ask Giannis to do much more. The role players couldn't fill the gap. A near 24-point scorer last playoffs, a huge miss for the Bucks, especially down the stretch with the shot making, a proven 20-point scorer. Last 3 seasons of the two-way presence, a Bucks-Warriors showdown could have been one of the best finals all time. Winner, Stephen Curry, winning his first finals MVP in dominating fashion. Steph has nothing else more to prove. Accomplished everything in this game, greatness cemented, another spectacular season, his best finals played, silenced all the noise, built the franchise from ground up, dealt with the bad times, welcoming all players to suit up in the Warriors uniform in open arms, the perfect definition of a true winner and the best teammate anybody can ask for, even at age 34, his game aging extremely well, a master at his craft, a basketball prodigy. Honorable winners includes Warriors vet Andre Iguodala back to Golden State, back to winning a championship, can retire a champion, something Udonis Haslem still waiting on. Honorable losers includes playoff underperformer DeMar DeRozan to nobody's surprise, Nick Claxton's pathetic 18% foul shooting, Andre Drummond being the most unimpactful playoff performer, the curse of every team he's been on, Matt Strus's foot game 7, and the Celtics losing way too many home games. Thank you so much for watching this video. What's your favorite moment of the 2022 postseason? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you. See you next time.